You ready?
Yes.
Cool. Okay. Hello. My name is Bradley McKee. I'm going to tell you a little story. So in 2017, I released a song called Moments, which was kind of a launching point for my music, for what I felt like was my music career. It was really, really amazing. So thankful I got to work with people like Zach and Eric, who helped me produce Moments, and just kind of did so much work behind the scenes. And it was just one of those points for me where I knew that this wasn't going to be the last time I made music. And during that process, I think what got me the most was that there was always this feeling that something wasn't right. My voice wasn't quite hitting the notes that I wanted it to hit. It wasn't quite, doing the things I needed it to do in order for what I felt like for Moments to be this big, spectacular song that it was meant to be. If you and I know each other at all, you know that I'm not known for being quiet or shy. I'm known for being a little extra, for doing the most of the time. And so for me, my very first song, my statement to the world, needed to be a song that was just going to blow everybody's mind. And there are times when we were recording that I just don't feel like I could really do that with Moments. Something was off, and it was during those moments where I just felt so broken. I discovered that I had vocal damage. I'm also trying to navigate the fact that I very well could have lost the one thing that had helped me deal with all of these emotions from when I was 16 years old, from my loneliness to my brokenness to my excitement for things and my joy. I didn't have that option anymore. My voice was gone. I remember getting the phone call that my grandfather, my pap, he wasn't going to be with us much longer. I remember at that point in time just going through this whole range of emotions of, I didn't understand how this could happen. I had this whole plan that I was going to make it. My grandparents, my Grammy and my pap, they were people who I wanted to be able to make it, and I wanted to be able to do better for them. They had supported me for my whole life. And there was just something that was really devastating to hear, that at the same time that I'm putting out this huge, fun kind of opportunity in this song, I'm trying to avoid saying the word moment, because Moments was the song name. But in that moment, it was just such a tough thing to swallow, that it was such an incredible time, but it also was such a devastating time for me to lose this man that I loved and I adored, and that was just such an incredible part of my life. But before I tell you more about that, I kind of want to go back to explain what brought me to a place where I feel like I could really deal with it, to where I am now. I want to tell you a little bit about my story that involves more than just me. A few months before I had finished releasing Moments, before I found out that my grandfather was passing away, my friend Evan, he lost his mom. And he lost his mom pretty unexpectedly. And I remember that moment just really feeling like, I can't offer this guy anything. I had never lost anybody close to me at that time. I had never experienced grief on any level, and I just didn't know what to do. He lived in Atlanta, I lived in Athens. I couldn't comfort him physically, I couldn't hug him, I couldn't be there for him. All I could do was offer text messages and kind words and maybe a phone call. But it was just one of those things where I really felt like I was useless. That's one of the worst feelings to feel. And so fast forward to a month or so after Evan's mom had passed, and I remember us having a really tough conversation. I remember asking Evan if he could describe his mom in 10 words. What would those 10 words be? I remember us talking for about 30 minutes and hashing out those 10 words, and I wrote them down. And I remember doing the one thing I really felt like I could do, and that was to write a song that I really felt like embodied those 10 words that Evan gave me. And I ended up writing one of the best songs I think I have ever written in that moment. And I remember sending it to him, and as we were actually wrapping up Moments in Nashville, I ended up recording a really quick version to give to Evan. And I remember sending it to him and just being so thankful that I had this talent, that I had this opportunity to express who I was and express what he had been going through. And even though I didn't fully understand at that time what grief really felt like, it was a way for me to kind of open a door to experience that without really experiencing that. And then, as I've mentioned, and fast forward to August 2017, and I lost my grandfather. He did pass away, and I do remember in that time just feeling so broken and so lost, but being so thankful that I had already kind of experienced a little bit of what the grieving process could feel like, that I had had these really open conversations with someone like Evan where we could talk about this. And so we had, I really sat down and I listened to this song I had written that had at the time nothing to do with me, nothing to do with my grandfather, nothing to do with my life. And yet it so perfectly fit everything I was going through at the time. I got to show my grandfather these songs I had written right before he passed. And I just remember thinking how thankful I was that he got to hear even a piece of what I was going to create. It wasn't my story. It wasn't how I intended it to be. How I had intended to write what was going to happen in my life, that he would go so soon. I always, when I imagine my life and I imagine writing songs one day and accepting awards and doing this full time, that my grandparents would be right there beside me. Every single memory I have, it involves somebody else. Whether that be in high school doing variety shows and chorus concerts, where I have some of my very best friends at the time right next to me. Fast forward to college when I'm just jamming in my dorm room, making way too much noise with some of my very good friends in that moment, who some today are still my good friends. Whether I think about the coffee shops that I got to play, the house shows that I got to be a part of, they all involved people that I cared about so much. Even The Voice. I think, if I'm being honest, the reason I didn't do so hot on The Voice is because I spent most of my time socializing. You put me in a hotel with 74 of the most talented people I've ever met in my life, who are also kind and amazing and beautiful human beings. I'm going to talk to them, and I'm going to talk to them way more often than I should talk to anybody. And that's what I want to do, because music for me is a social thing. It's not just about me being able to create songs and take glory for being the most talented songwriter or winning Grammys for the most incredible albums or the songs. I love music because music, I can always trace a memory back to the music I made and the people I made it with. That's why I'm so excited to share with you guys that this EP is not just going to be one that I create alone with one or two other people, with as few people as I can. I'm involving as many people as I can because there are so many people in my life that I enjoy spending time with, and we connect over music. And I want to be able to offer that to you guys. And I want to be able to show them off to you guys, because my friends and the people I hang around with who do music with me are some of the most talented people I've ever met. But they're also some of the most kind people. And they're some of the most humble people. And they're some of the most fun people to be around. And I just want to make sure that you understand how great they are. And I want you to see them the way I see them. And so I'm so excited for this EP to not just be about me and my story, but to be about how my story relates to every one of those people that I care about, every one of those people who care about me. It's going to be such an incredible project, and I am just honored and excited and nervous and freaking scared just to share all of that with you. That's just kind of where I'm at, and this is where I am. And I just want you guys to know just who I am. I'm ready to share that if you're ready to listen. this is where you come in. So if you've never heard it before, making music is expensive. So expensive. Moments not just took everything I had at the time with all my time and everything I had resource-wise, but financially it also was just so expensive to create that song. And that was just one song. I want to do a 4-song EP, and that costs so much money. Unfortunately, more money than I have right now. So that's where you come in. On top of just being a part of my music and getting to listen to it, I'm so thankful for the amount of people that have listened to my songs so far and have helped and supported me, that I've met, whether it be in church or whether it be at coffee shops or shows or houses, wherever it's been. So thankful that I get to just thank you now for showing up and for listening to my music, for supporting me as I do what I love. And now it's time for, I kind of have to come to you and ask for help, which is the hardest thing I've ever done. It's the scariest thing I've ever done because we're asking for such a large amount of money. So here's the deal. We need $8,000 to make this thing a reality. And in my mind, that sounds like the largest number I've ever heard in my entire life. But I know in reality, with the help of you guys, with those who've expressed so much love and interest in the music I've created so far, I know that that's something that we very much can make a reality, that we can make happen. And again, that number scares me so much, but it also excites me. Because that $8,000 is what stands between where I'm at now and being able to release these 4 songs that I just know are going to change lives. And even saying that, I don't know if I fully believe it, because it's tough for me to understand how little old me, little big me, can play these songs and sing these and write these words and how it can affect people. But I've seen it done in my own life. And I really, really believe that it can be done in yours. And that with your help, I can make these songs a reality. These songs that I just have had inside of me for so long, and that have just defined who I am and who I'm becoming. And I just want to be able to offer that to you. But I'm going to need your help to do that. I think we can make it happen. I want to offer becoming known to you in hopes that after hearing these songs, that it'll inspire you to be fully known by somebody. Here is the beauty of donating to this campaign, okay? Listen, I love things. I'm filming a video with my roommate Michael right now. Who knows? I love things. He can be the first to attest. I got all kinds of things. I'm not crazy. Making music, while I would love to believe it's enough for all of us to donate money, I also want to offer you some really cool and really amazing things if you donate to this campaign. I'm not going to go into detail right now, but I promise that right below us in this page, you can go through and scroll through the different tiers, the different levels, the different money amounts. They all offer something that I handpicked for you. And I'm so pumped to offer it to you, because there are things that I know that I personally thought of, what would I like if I donated money to this campaign? And let me tell y'all, I'm not cheap, and I also don't have bad taste most of the time. Mostly. And I would love if you would partner with me to make this project a reality.